Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Addie, and today I'll be doing a monthly book wrap-up for the month of June. I read a total of 9 books, including a few really popular book talk books. Let's start off with the Cinder series. I finally finished this series. It's so good. If you haven't read it, pick it up. I was a little bit nervous about picking it up because it is a sci-fi read. There's robots, and it's also each book a Disney retelling, which they did a phenomenal job on. So I finished Winter, gave this one 5 stars, and this is what wraps up the entire plot that's been going on in the past 4 books. And then you have Stars Above, which, if you are a chronological girly, in the description box you'll find a reading order, because this is a set of 9 different stories that take place in different points of the series. But yeah, if you haven't picked it up, pick it up. After Stars Above and Winter, I read One Dark Window, a really popular book talk book. I totally recommend it. It ended up being a 4-star read for me, and it does end on a cliffhanger. I haven't read the second one, not because I'm not dying to jump back into it, but because I'm borrowing these books from the library and I can't get my hands on the next one. There is a super long wait. After One Dark Window, I read the Mindfuck series. Do not be deceived by these covers. It is not at all a raunchy, spicy, only no plot read. I don't understand why the author used these covers, but anyways, the story in it is a little bit heavy, so I do recommend looking up the trigger warning for this series. But if you're someone that loves to read books with trigger warnings, or you feel comfortable with the trigger warnings, read it. The plot is so good. The way that this girl gets revenge is so good, and the love story in it is so sweet. The only thing I will say is that while at the end of the series everything wraps up, it doesn't wrap up in a satisfying way, but it's also not unsatisfying. It's just very realistic, which is not why we like to read. We like to read for the fantasy. Now, after the Mindfuck series, I ended up reading Water for the Elephants. I DNF'd this. I don't know if it was my mood, but the way that the book is written, I just wasn't vibing with it when I picked up this book. I heard that it's an amazing book, but I just couldn't get into it. Maybe down the line I'll try to pick it up. If it's worth even picking this back up, let me know in the comments, but it's nowhere near the top of my list right now. Next, The Hathorn Legacy. Oh my God, I am loving this series so far. I am currently reading the very last book in this series, and it is YA, but the puzzles that are in it are fun, trying to figure it all out and put things together. The plot twists are really cute, and even the romance stories are done well, and maybe it's because the characters are mature for their age. If you haven't read the Inheritance Game series, I do recommend picking this one up. I'm pretty sure this one's pretty popular on TikTok too. It's definitely worth the hype. After the Hathorn series, I picked up Splintered. This is the last book that I read in the month of June. It is an Alice in Wonderland retelling book. If you haven't read this series, I recommend picking it up if you like Disney retellings or Alice in Wonderland. And even if you don't, it has a very good spin on the story. Like, what I thought was gonna end up happening isn't necessarily what happened. So if you can, pick it up. And that's everything that I read in the month of June. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.